Hello everybody. Today's topic which I am going to present that one nation one election. So the first question will raise in your mind that why I choose the topic, because the topic is in the news. That's why I choose the topic. Second question will raise in your mind that why the topic is in the news, because the central government form a committee under the chairmanship of former President Ram Nath Kovind. Now, what the work assigned to this committee, what the objective of this committee, to check the feasibility of holding elections simultaneously. Okay, now what does it mean? In simple language, we can say that can we hold the election of center and state government simultaneously? In very easiest language, we can say that can we hold the election for CM and PM simultaneously? Okay, so the committee checked the feasibility of these issues, topics. Right? Okay, is this the first time in the news? Okay, no, it has a long history. In India, from 1951 to 1967, elections for the center and state were held simultaneously. In 1982 and 1983, the Election Commission of India had given suggestion for the simultaneous election. In 1999, the Law Commission of India had given suggestion for the same. If the in earlier election for center and state had simultaneously, and the so many commission and committee had given suggestion for the same and said that it is a feasible, then why do opposition party oppose it? Okay, so before the answer of this question, why do the opposition party oppose it, we check what are the benefit of simultaneous election. Okay, so first benefit that reduce the governance distraction. So, because of the frequent election, governance distract of their way. Why? So, frequent election district divert the country's attention. Frequent election, holding a frequent election, divert the country's attention and also causing the paralysis in administration at various levels. For example, the model code of conduct imposed in election during the election, and because as long as the model code of conduct is in the force, government cannot bring a new policy. First, second, ongoing project also face setback. Why? Because the people who engage, who working to implement the project, they put in the conducting task of conducting election. Got it? So the if we got a success to hold the election once in 5 years, so it improvise the, and it improve the strengthen the administration and also governance. Next is also address the political corruption. Addressing the political corruption, if we held the election simultaneously or once in 5 years, then it also address the problem and evils like corruption. Most important reason of the corruption in India is election. Mostly, all the political party already known that they required a fund because so many election to be held upcoming 5 years. Okay, and for that, if we say it about the national party, then it's required 50,000 crore for upcoming 5 years. All election for the 5 years done. So from where they get the money, from where do they get fund? They get the fund from industrialist. And why do the industrialists give the fund to the political party? They thought that if we give a fund right now, so we will get the benefit whenever the political party came in the power. They make a policy in favor of us. They will make a policy in favor of us, and it's called a crony capitalism. If a person give a money, give a fund to political party, and political party make a policy, will make a policy in favor of those person, it's called a crony capitalism. And Chronic capitalism. Chronic capitalism is one of the worst problem in Indian economy. So if we held the election simultaneously of center and state, then it's reduce the requirement of the fund for the political party. So directly we can address with the simultaneous election the problem of chronic capitalism. Now, cost saving and electoral infrastructure. When the first we discuss about the first Lok Sabha, when the first election to the Lok Sabha took place in the 1951 to 1952, the total 53 party contested the election. Around the 1874 candidate participated and poll expenses were rupees 11 crores. Okay. Now, in if we compare the first election and the recent election 2019, the in the 2019 election there were 610 political parties and around 9,000 candidates. Poll expenses of around rupees 60,000 crore as per the Association of Democratic Reform are yet to be declared by the political party. It's the expenses is all about by done by the Election Commission of India, not by the political party. Is yet to be declared. Okay, now very rough calculation I made over here that the total expense made by the Election Commission of India for the election of 2014 of Lok Sabha is 3,870 crores, and according to the Election Commission, it cost uh, 20 to 30 crore to conduct the election in state. It means if we want to conduct the election for the state, it required 200 to 300 crores for each state. Done. And the election commission spent 8,000 to 9,000 crore in conducting the municipalities and panchayat election in all state. It means if we count all the, sorry, by mistake I'm written over here 31 total state, 28 state are currently in India and two union territory in which the election take place. So the total expense of Lok Sabha and all state and municipality and panchayat of all state, it's it was the 22,000 crore of 2014. But according to the Election Commission of India, if we were held the election simultaneously, all election of this Lok Sabha, state and municipality and panchayat simultaneously, then we were completed the election just in 4,500 crores. Got it? Okay. So if we held a simultaneous election, it saved the Indian rupees. Indian. It means we can reduce the cost. Okay. So the next, optimizing law enforcement resources. The massive redeployment of the police force and the paramilitary during the election incur significant cost and divert the key laws enforcement personnel from the critical function. What does it mean? It means the core work of the police to maintain law and order. What the core work of the paramilitary forces to sec- secure the to give a security to country. But during the election, because of the election duties, the soldiers and the army personnel will have to take away from their core duty. Got it? So a few of the newspaper cutting I given over here that the rural police to deploy in 5,000 cop to manpole in Baramati. Baramati is one of the place in Maharashtra, and then Uttar Pradesh election 412 companies of the central paramilitary force to be deployed, and another cutting that center to send 350 companies of central armed force to Bengal Panchayat poll. So the because of the frequently happening election in our country, so the central government frequently send the and redeployment of the army personnel, paramilitary forces and police. So because of this, the paramilitary forces and police will have to take away from their core function, and it creates a paralysis in the administration also. So next, one of the point I missed to mention here, that the social fabric. If we held the simultaneous election, address the it's strengthen the social fabric of the country. How? Well, if the frequently holding the election in our country, so to win the election, political leader and political party divide the people in the name of the religion, in the name of the caste, in the name of the language, in the name of the reason. Then, if the election will held once in 5 years, so it's provide help to strengthen the social fabric. Political leader cannot influence the people in the name of the all of thing, and all of the thing at its peak during the election only. Communalism increase at the election only, casteism increase during the election only, linguistic perception increase during the language on during the election only, regionalism increase during the election only. Yeah? So if we held the election once in 5 year or the simultaneously, so we will address the problem, and we strengthen the social fabric. And we also address the problem like a horse trading. What does it horse trading means? Political leader keep changing their political party because for their own benefit. If we held a simultaneous election, so it's we can see the decrease in the horse trading, because without any election, political leader can't get any kind of offer. They get the offer during the election, so they change the party. Okay, now the first question which we had asked, that why do political party opposed it. So the reason given here, that the federalist trend will impacted. How federalist trend will impacted? Because our India is the not a unitary, not a presidential form of the government in India. It's not a political presidential form of the government. We have a parliamentary form of the government. It means we follow the quasi-federal structure, not a unitary, not the exact federal structure. We follow the quasi-federal structure, and if we hold the election simultaneously, then we move toward the presidential form of the government. It's against the basic structure of the constitution. We can say that. Contrary, contrary to the Article 1 of the Indian Constitution. What the thing mentioned in the Article 1 of the Indian Constitution? The a union of state, means India is not a unitary country, and there are a specific power division between the center and state. So if you hold a simultaneous election, it's contradict with the Article 1 of the Constitution. So increase the dominance of the national party in the politics. Obviously, national issue impose and influence the local politics. Center influence the state legislature will increase. So center's influence on the state legislature will increase. It means if the state want to make a law, so if this during because of the simultaneous election, it's directly the central government directly influence the law making process of the, I mean, not a law making process, but the what the law they want to make in it, the central government can influence. There is a lack of awareness regarding the election education in the country. What does it mean? It means people are not uh, elect that much electoral sound. uh, According to the one of the study by the IDFC, that in the study it said that mostly in the simultaneous election, mostly in simultaneous election, people give a vote to one party. But for example, during the election of the Lok Sabha, people choose any one party for the vote, and it might be possible during the election of the state government, legislative assembly, people choose another party, it might be possible. But whenever the election held simultaneously at a time, people choose a one party only. Got it? So okay, now next, what are the challenges? First, there will be need to dissolve all existing assembly. One of the impossible tasks to dissolve all the assemblies. Means how can we dissolve the 28 assembly together, or few of the few of the assembly for the simultaneous election together? Very difficult. Five constitutional provisions will have to be made. We will have Central government will have to amend the five constitution. Central government, it means central government will have to five change in the constitution. Changes will have to be made in the many laws and rules. For example, representative of the peoples in 1951, the same it also will have to change. There is a huge shortage of the EVM. Total 30 lakhs EVM required if we held a simultaneous election. Now, because of the SR bombing case, it's become very difficult to dissolve the assembly, legislative assembly, in the name of the president rule. Before the SR bombing case, it did so many time, done so many time by the central government to dissolve the central state legislative assembly in the name of the presidential rule. And the state government had not working according to the constitution. That's why we impose the presidential rule. The thing did so many time before the SR case, but the it's reduced after the this case judgment of the SR case by the Supreme Court. So what the way forward? Decision should not be taken in haste. Central government should not take a decision in a hasty in hurry. Advice should be taken from all stakeholders. Whatever people influenced by the whatever party, whatever the stakeholder influenced by the decision, government should take a advice and should take a consent of this all. The government may consider holding referendum. And one more action, one more solution central government can that hold the referendum. Means central government take a opinion of the people, citizen of the India. And the central government also have to change some legal framework. For example, no confidence motion, premature assembly dissolve if the simultaneous election held together, and after the few of the year, after 1 year 2 year, any state government or and Lok Sabha will dissolve because of the Lok Sabha or state legislative assembly have no majority. Then what would happen? Then once again the election will take place. Got it? So that all the thing about the one nation one election. So thank you so much for being here.